Trials, tribulations keep me going. On this beat I'm flowing. I'm not worried about what comes tomorrow. He the one controlling. He changed who I am, feel like Paul. I ain't talking Logan. Y'all better take a step back, cause this song exploding. Therefore thought hard times good water.
Man, this is absolutely crazy.
Oh, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Yeah, Trump got shot, and Trump got shot, and someone else got shot as well. I'm not sure if you can hear. I'm not 100% sure if this is the woman who got, or the man who got, or the woman who's like related to the man who got shot. But you can hear a woman screaming after one of these shots. So if you rewind right here. That's where you can hear the woman screaming because she got shot. This video needs no introduction. Now, I have some articles, I have some things, I have some links. My friend, so basically what happened was, about, I think 2 or 3 days ago, at a Trump rally. Actually, no, not 2 or 3 days ago. Yesterday, at a Trump rally, there was a shooter who tried to shoot Trump. It sliced his ear, and it ended up unaliving a couple people. So we have Trump's response. We have Trump's, I guess, statement on all of these things. He says, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly, I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured. It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country. Nothing is known at this time about the shooter, who is now unalived. I was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening. God bless America." Now, Trump is a G. Trump is a G. Let me tell you why Trump is a G, because even after he got shot, and this is like a very, 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 I guess you could say, iconic image, where after Trump got shot, he continued to say "fight" with his fist raised. If I can find the image here. If you Trump, I can't, this is what I understand. I don't understand that people hate Donald Trump so much, but don't realize that he's taking so many risks trying to help us as a nation. And Trump, man, Trump took literally took a bullet for us. He literally took a bullet for us. All right. Now, I'm gonna go to this video. Shout out to 𝕼𝕞𝕞𝕼𝕝 for this video. I'm gonna fast forward though to a part. All right. Shout out to 𝕼𝕞𝕞𝕼𝕝.
Popular, and now, what's the last option? You know, if you're looking at it from the perspective of this, like deep, there's some footage we'll look at here. This is somebody that was at the event. And the BBC just did an interview with them. So let's look at this real quick. And then if you guys are live, hey, just let me know where you're watching this from. The stream today is going to be different. I don't usually stream on Saturdays, but people were blowing me up. A lot of people were asking me And so I decided to go live today. Again, usually don't stream on the weekends, but this is a pretty unprecedented event. So this is from the BBC of somebody that was at the rally, eyewitness of the account. Let's see what they have to say.
But you were just outside. Tell us what you saw and what. So we had a party here all day. You can see behind us at the Brinkles Farming Greenhouse here. We had a party, and we all decided, hey, you know, when we hear Trump up there, we're going to walk up through the field, stand by the trees up there under the shade, and watch and listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see him, but we could hear him. So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, you know, but we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us.
So he noticed a guy crawling up the building beside them. Pay attention to the story. This is a very, very important story. Pay attention. Pay very close attention, kingdom servants. Pay very close attention.
Bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, you know, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely.
Okay, so the initial reports were that it may have been a hand pistol within the staged area because of the way it sounded, or it could have been a lower caliber rifle that was super duper far away. And now it appears that this is someone with a rifle that was super far away, and they are this is an eyewitness of the person who was doing that. So yeah, this is pretty crazy. I'm getting a call from one of my buddies who used to work in intelligence.
So he calls one of his friends here. I don't know if he continues the video. Let me see. Yeah, he continues it. So let's continue from here, right here. Let's continue right from here.
Insider information, but pretty crazy stuff. Okay, so let's watch this.
We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes.
I need to listen to that again because I know I didn't hear that right. I know I didn't hear that right. Please, I need to hear this again, bro. There's no way.
We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with at him. The police are
pretty crazy stuff. Okay, so let's watch this.
Okay, come on.
We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof, we can see him from right here. We see him. You know, he's crawling. And
so he's talking
next thing you know,
police.
I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof.
Okay. So Secret Service, he says the Secret Service was looking at them while he was pointing to the shooter. Let's continue listening.
2 or 3 minutes, Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots rang out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%.
And
okay, so he's saying the shots rang out from the roof. He pointed, so Secret Service. My initial reaction was like, what a complete security breach. What an egregious security breach if this.
Yeah, that is. So shout out to Ruslan. That is a very huge security breach. And I thought about that. What was Secret Service doing? Allegedly, this guy, he's pointing at the guy, and Secret Service is staring at him, and they don't do anything. Now, I would also like to make it known, I do have another view of the shooting. I do have another view of the shooting. Send me this link. So let's go ahead and take a look here. This is a different angle.
And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something.
So if you can see, there are guards up here on the roof, snipers scoping. I don't know what they're looking at. I think the shots came from. So this would be over here. This would be right up over here. This would be right about where the shots came from. The guard snipers, the security guard or the secret services, they're aiming this way, and I don't know how I didn't see him, but let's continue.
Take a look at what happened. And you know that.
So I don't. Maybe I'm not seeing this wrong, right? But these guards, these I'm not now. I accuse the government of a lot of things, and I still continue to. I believe this was a setup. I believe that there were people inside of security that were able to make it to where the shooter could have done that in the first place. I think that they need to have a interrogation of every Secret Service member, every single security guard that was in the vicinity. I think they need to have a interrogation with these people right here, because they're supposed to be on the lookout to see everything, right? You're supposed to be able to see if there's a person climbing, aiming a whole gosh darn rifle at the dude Donald Trump. Now, luckily, Donald Trump, and the truth of the matter is, people don't understand. I believe that Trump, and I know that Trump is a wall, and he's a wall that is hold on. All right, there we go. He's a wall that is protecting us against the mark of the beast currently, and that's why the other side, the elite, the corrupted government wants to take him out so bad, because they want to push the mark of the beast. So I have no doubt that there were security guards in there that were maybe hired, or maybe that were part of the corrupt system. I don't know how it all works, but I have no doubt that, because this is a huge security breach. A huge security breach. Let's look at this again. Remember, they're right here. It's
a little bit old,
Trump is right here. The shots came from, I think, the left side.
Chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit.
And I believe, I don't see how, did they move? I don't think they moved.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So I think that I see he moved. I'm not quite sure about the whole situation, but I know there were definitely some corrupt people there. There was definitely some corrupt security guards or corrupt Secret Service agents. There had to have been, because that security breach is insane to me. I have an article here as well. It says, I think, who is this by? This is by AP News. What to know? More on the shooter. The FBI named Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old, of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as the suspect behind the apparent assassination attempt. In a briefing with reporters, FBI officials said that the AR style rifle used in the attack was legally purchased by the gunman's father. Latest on the victims. The man who was killed at the rally was identified as Corey Comparator. The former fire chief from the area dove on his family to protect them, his wife told Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. State police have identified two people who were critically injured, both adult males, but didn't release names at a news briefing early Sunday. All right, and then over here we can say an apparent assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump at a rally Saturday did not prompt any changes to the U.S. Wait, what? The apparent assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump at a rally Saturday did not prompt any changes to the U.S. Secret Service's security plan for the Republican National Convention that starts Monday, said Audrey Gibson Cacchino, the Secret Service's coordinator for the convention, at a press briefing Sunday. We are fully prepared and have a comprehensive security plan in place and are ready to go. Like I said before, I believe they should interview every single security agent that was there, every single one, and see if any of them were corrupt. I think lie detector tests, I don't know what they do, but it needs to happen. It needs to happen 100%. But yeah, so like I said, this one doesn't need any introduction, but pray for Trump, because he's a wall. God is using Trump as a wall, and I get that many of you liberals won't understand it. Left-wing liberals won't understand it, but Trump is a wall, and he's a wall that is blocking us, or rather delaying the mark of the beast from coming as rapidly as they want it to. The reason why they're trying to take out Trump so bad, while they're trying to throw all these false allegations at him, why they're trying to assassinate him so much, is because he's a wall that's blocking the plan of the enemy, and the enemy wants his plan to carry out right now. So, look, you guys, as bad as it is right now, we all need something to remind us of the joy of God. We all need something to groove to, some music to remind us of how good God is, how good his light is. And so, don't forget, you guys, to check out my new album, Sounds of Light. It's here right now. It's some amazing music. My first album, the first album I've ever released, and there are more to come. But make sure you guys check that out. Link will be in the description below. And I hope you guys love the songs. I use it to glorify God. But yeah, let's get back into the video. So I actually do have my cousin here. His name is Josiah, who he's gonna give his opinion on it. Just a nice little brief video about what he thinks about the whole Donald Trump getting shot situation.
Yo, what's up? Trump got shot. Well, grazed on the right ear. And the thing is, I mean, it's really crazy. Nothing really happened like this even after John F. Kennedy, if I'm correct. And the thing is, it really is crazy how they do not want Trump to be in office. They don't want Trump to be president, because when Trump becomes president, they know he will start tearing some stuff down that they've been trying to build up to tear down the nation. But once Trump gets in office, literally when Trump gets in office, he's gonna start doing what he did in 2016, tear down some evil demonic stuff that people have not been seeing, what we will consider normal: homosexuality, same-sex marriages, transgender, all that kind of stuff. Trump will ban it. No wonder. There's a lot more to go into it, but it's really, really ridiculous how far they're willing to go to make sure Trump does not get into office. And you already know me, I don't get into politics at all, but to the point where someone grazed him on his right ear with a bullet. This isn't just physical, it's spiritual. 95% of stuff that happens in the world, 95% of stuff that happens in the world is spiritual. It happens first spiritually, then physically. It really is crazy. It really is crazy, and people are already starting to say it's staged. Really? Staged? Come on. Be real. Sheesh. It's a wicked times we're living in. But that's why they know if Trump gets in office, he's gonna do some damage. But some good damage. Not some evil bad damage, some good damage. Sheesh.
Alright, so I get that a lot of people don't like Trump, okay? I understand that a lot of people do not like Donald Trump. But here's the thing. If you notice, a lot of believers don't like things that are beneficial to them. And when I say beneficial, I don't mean that, things that they desire, like in the flesh. I mean things that will actually help them, things that are part of God's plan. A lot of believers and a lot of people don't like things that are going to help them in the spiritual sense, like people, a lot of believers don't like things that help them. They don't like things that God sent to help them. And that's just the truth. A lot of people don't like things that God sent to help them. And that's just the truth. The truth of the matter is that, okay, sure, you don't like the things that Donald Trump has said. You don't like the things that Donald Trump has done. But you see the world that Joe Biden is making for us. And it's not even Joe Biden. People need to realize that Joe Biden is just a puppet. He's just a puppet for the left side, for the liberals, for the corrupted government. And not only is he the puppet, but I believe that he'll also be the fall guy when people start to realize how horrible the Democratic Party has made this nation. I truly believe that they're going to use Joe Biden as the fall guy because of how foolish he is. He's a puppet. He's being used. Half the time, he does not even know what he is talking about. You have to realize this, okay? Donald Trump, however, he's taking risks. He's risking his life to stand up for what's right, to stand up against things that are morally wrong, like abortion and homosexuality. And illegal immigrants entering our borders and inflation and things of that nature. You have, as a believer, you have to think whose policies, whose morals align more with my biblical morals, Donald's or Biden's. Because the truth of the matter is, the reason why they want to take out Trump so gosh darn much is because once they move Trump out of the way, there's nobody stopping them from pushing the mark of the beast. Why? Because believers have been slacking for years. Since before COVID-19. Since before Trump got elected against Hillary. Believers have been slacking. They've been fighting over the wrong things. They've been fighting over stupid things. They've been fighting over things that are not salvation issues. They've been fighting with each other. The body of Christ has been fighting with the body of Christ. It's like an autoimmune disease. So because of how believers weren't praying and warring for this nation, the enemy was so easily able to make an attack. And now, to believers, it feels like it's all of a sudden, but no, he's been planning this for years. The enemy, the corrupted government, they have been planning the whole the illegal immigrants, the inflation, the homosexuality, they've been the marriage. They've been planning all of these crazy stuff, the drug abuse, the drugs, kids getting addicted to vape. The enemy has been planning this, and he's been using the corrupted government, and people don't realize how corrupted the government is. And I'm not even saying that there's not corrupted Republicans, but here's what I am saying. I'm saying that when you see someone whose morals align with your biblical morals, you need to get over yourself, get over your own anger, get over your own desires, get over a person's mouth, get over the type of person that you see. You know why? Because those minuscule things that you choose, that you let stop you from making the right decision, will be the same things that change this nation and lead us towards the mark of the beast, and lead us towards apocalypse, lead us towards the enemy overrunning this nation, because he's already doing it. Homosexual marriage, children wanting to change their gender. That's why they wanted to kill this man. That's why they have people shooting this man. You know why? Because they don't like what he stands for. And you know what he stands for? He stands for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what he stands for. Our rights. He stands for our rights as citizens. But once you blur the line of what's a man and what's a woman, or once you blur the line of when is a baby, or when is a baby an actual person, that's when you let the enemy be able to take over. Because remember, God is not the author of confusion. When you look at all of these homosexual protesters, LGBT protesters, when you look at all of these abortion protesters, guess what? Every single time you have a logical argument, a logical valid point against them, what do they start doing? They start contradicting themselves. You know why? Because God is not the author of confusion. Look at Joe Biden. He's always stumbling over his words. Half the time he doesn't know what he's saying, or he's just throwing out numbers. You know why? Because Joe Biden was not sent from God. Because God is not the author of confusion. Believers, people in general, this nation has to wake up, and they're waking up, but we need more than to wake up, because there are still so many people who don't realize who the right candidate is, who is fighting for the right things, who is truly protecting our rights. Who is truly protecting our rights? Why do you think they're trying to take out Donald Trump? And like my cousin said, I don't think something like this has happened since JFK, John F. Kennedy. You have to realize that they only want to take out the people who are standing for God, who are standing for the biblical morals of God. Everything Donald Trump says is straightforward. Honestly, if you look at Joe Biden, he's a living, walking contradiction. He can't go up a flight of stairs. I don't mean to hate on nobody, but the truth of the matter is that they're using Joe Biden as a puppet. But Donald Trump, he's standing on business. He's a great businessman. He had like I said in one of my other videos, since Joe Biden has come into office, inflation has increased by, I believe, 17%. The value of the dollar is going down. Why do you think the value of the dollar is going down? Because they want to bring us to a one world order where we all use the same currency. You realize that, right? You realize why they're trying to destroy the dollar. Because when there's no dollar, guess what? What's supposed to happen? Remember, the Bible talks about how you won't be able to buy or sell without the mark of the beast. Remember, the best way, a good tactic to do that is to get rid of the dollar. Why? Because then you have to create a solution for the dollar. You know what? How about instead of having a physical currency that the value of that currency can waver, let's make it a digital currency and give you guys the mark of the beast. And that way you guys will be able to buy and sell, and the quote unquote digital dollar will never lose its value. You have to realize that God is bringing these people for a reason. He's bringing people like Donald Trump for a reason. And believers are so blind to it because they're so hateful. They act like they hate Donald Trump. Believers are finally waking up. But there are still so many believers who hate Donald Trump. They don't vote for him because of something he said. But you realize what Joe Biden is pushing. And I'm sorry, but if you believe that abortion is not morally wrong, then you are incorrect. The Bible talks about God knowing us before we were in the womb. So God knew us as people. God knows us as a person before we are even in the belly. He knows us as a person before we're even in the belly. To all of you believers who believe that abortion is not wrong, the Bible talks about he knew us since before we were in the belly. You don't all of a sudden become not a person when you're in your mother's womb. Just because you're growing, just because you're not a human being that can speak for himself, that can speak for herself. Be wise. The Bible talks about searching for wisdom. Ask God for wisdom. So many of you guys want knowledge, but ask God for wisdom. Wisdom is what we need. More than anything else, we need more wisdom in the nation. Wisdom. Pray for Trump. Pray that God will give you wisdom. Kingdom servant out.